Hello, my name is Lakin and welcome to my channel. So in today's video, we're going to be discussing Of Curses and Kisses by Sandhya Menon. And this is going to be a spoiler-free review, so let's go ahead and discuss the book. I picked this book up not really expecting much from it. I didn't think it was going to be a bad book, but I also wasn't expecting this book to be 5 stars. But it was. So I was very pleasantly surprised, and I was also very pleasantly surprised by how easy it was to get through and how quickly I wanted to read it and consume it. I didn't want to put this down. I listened to this on audiobook, and the narrator, there are 2 narrators in this dual POV story, and both of them did a really good job. I enjoyed both of the narrators a lot, and I thought they really embodied the characters. So yeah, I would recommend the audiobook if you enjoy audiobooks. Before we get into the actual things I liked about this book and the things I didn't like about this book, let's go ahead and read the synopsis for this book, so that way you can be told exactly what's going on in this book without me accidentally spoiling it for you. So the synopsis is, the first novel in a series set at an elite boarding school that's a contemporary spin on Beauty and the Beast. Will the princess save the beast? For Princess Jaya Rao, nothing is more important than family. When the loathsome Emerson clan steps up their centuries-old feud to target Jaya's little sister, nothing will keep Jaya from exacting her revenge. Then Jaya finds out she'll be attending the same elite boarding school as Gray Emerson, and it feels like the opportunity of a lifetime. She knows what she must do, make Gray fall in love with her and break his heart. But much to Jaya's annoyance, Gray's brooding demeanor and lupine eyes have drawn her in. There's simply no way she and her sworn enemy could find their fairy tale ending, right? His lordship, Gray Emerson, is a misanthrope. Don't think I'm saying that word right. But it's right here. This is the word I'm trying to say. Thanks to an ancient curse by a Rao matriarch, Gray knows he's doomed once he turns 18. Sequestered away in the mountains at St. Rosetta's International Academy, he's lived an isolated existence until Jaya Rao bursts into his life. But he can't shake the feeling that she's hiding something that might have to do with that rose-shaped pendant around her neck. As the stars conspire to keep them apart, Jaya and Gray grapple with questions of love, loyalty, and whether it's possible to write your own happy ending. So, yeah. This is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and I think it does it really well. Now, I haven't read the original Beauty and the Beast, but so I'm taking it as a play off the Disney version. That's what I compared it to in my head, and I enjoyed it. I think it did it really well. There were some things that I didn't necessarily love. Now, don't get me wrong, I recommend this book if you want something quick, fun, lighthearted, and just a cutesy little romance. Definitely pick this book up. Yeah, you probably don't need much more than that. But there were some things that I didn't necessarily love. And we'll go ahead and get into those before I get into the things that I loved. So we end on a high note. The first thing I didn't enjoy was the reasoning of why she was trying to get with Gray in the first place. So as the summary says, there's a feud between their 2 families, and it's been going on for ages. And it gets really nasty whenever they put in the newspapers pictures of Jaya's little sister kissing a boy at a bike shop. In my honest opinion, it's not that big of a deal. Like, that's not bad enough to send them away to another country for a boarding school, but you know, I'm not a princess, I'm not royalty, so I don't know. But her the reason she's trying to get with him is to break his heart and to make him feel pain, the pain that she feels for her sister, even though her sister isn't that upset by it. Like, it seemed like she was more upset by what happened to her sister than her sister was, which, yes, if your sister is upset, sure, take some revenge if you feel like you need to. But, like, if your sister is like, that sucked, but, you know, it is what it is, then, like, why do you feel like you have to go to this extreme to enact this revenge that no one's really asking for? Especially, and she keeps saying that there are signs from the universe that are telling her that what she is doing is the right thing and she's the hero of the story, when clearly she would be the villain. Obviously she's not the villain of the story, but like, you going to break this guy's heart just because he put a picture in a newspaper? I don't know. And as she starts to actually care for him at times, she begins to like question her reasonings for doing this, but she's still trying to hold out for like, are my parents gonna be disappointed in me if I don't enact this revenge? What? No one knows you're doing this. If you don't end up breaking his heart, no one's gonna know that's what you were intending to do in the first place. So like, no one's gonna be disappointed in you. No one's gonna be upset with you. I mean, they may be upset with you because you're dating someone from a family that your family hates, but it's not going to be because you didn't break his heart. I don't know. Like, it seemed very rocky of why she was wanting to date him and all that. And then also at times, even though I enjoyed all the characters, which is very surprising in a story, but I enjoyed all the characters, and I feel like because this is a series, we'll probably see some of the other side characters' romances and stuff like that, which I'm looking forward to. But at times I felt like those B plots with the side characters were taking over the story a little bit. It wasn't annoying because I did enjoy them, but I would have preferred that we would have stayed more on topic instead of focusing on them as much as we did, especially one of her friends who was in a relationship with a guy who was in a relationship with someone else, and the other girl didn't know, but she knew. And I know we were supposed to feel sympathy for her, but I just couldn't. Because the whole time she was like, I know this is bad, but he's the only one that sees me. I know I should stop, but I'm not going to. And it was just, that part wasn't handled well. I didn't enjoy that. I never enjoy cheating plots. Like, even if you're like meant to be, like, it's just, cheating's not cute. Cheating's not romantic. Cheating is gross and horrible, and I don't want to really read about it. Not in a way where I'm supposed to sympathize with it. I didn't really love that plot took over some of the chapters and took over some of the story, because it just was like, I would rather just hear about Gray and Jaya, not you two. But those are really the only things I didn't like. Yeah. Some of the things that I did enjoy were the rose pendant. So in the Beauty and the Beast, there's the flower that the petals fall off, and once all the petals are off, then the curse, the beast dies. You know, that's the curse. And in this story, the rose is a pendant with rubies on all the rose petals, and there's like, I think 12 rubies, and each of the rubies falls off. At one time, like 5 of them fall off at once, and it's like, oh, okay. But yeah, I enjoyed the necklace and how Gray saw it as the rose and like connected to the curse that was affecting him, but Jaya didn't, and she's like, okay, this is ridiculous. One, she didn't know about it, and then when she did, she was like, okay, you're a little weird, but I enjoyed that she didn't just like brush him off, and like when he did tell her about the curse, she's like, she doesn't be like, you're crazy, like that's not it. Like she's like, okay. She doesn't necessarily believe it, but she's also not like downplaying his fears and his thoughts, which I appreciate. Another thing I loved was their relationship. I thought it was very cute, and even though it's the typical broody guy who actually is just misunderstood and has a heart of gold, like his character was still well done, and how he interacted with Jaya, and how Jaya, whenever she was actually starting to like him, interacted with him. Like, I enjoyed those. Yeah. One more thing I didn't like was, and this is just in all like romance books, it seems like there's always this miscommunication that happens at some point, which is just frustrating because like if you just communicated, then everything would be explained and you'd know what's going on. But I thought in the end, whenever she does communicate with him and then he still kind of like brushes her off, but then he ends up hearing her talk to these other people, like, and then he kind of realizes the whole story. Like, I enjoyed that aspect of it. Like, even though I didn't really love that it got to that point because of miscommunication, I enjoyed at the end how it all came together and how everything was resolved and it made sense. It packaged it up really nicely, and yeah, it was just cute. There's nothing really too serious about this book. In my opinion, even though I gave it 5 stars, I don't think this is going to be a book that I remember a whole lot. Like, this isn't a very memorable book, but it is a good book. It's well written. The story and the plot is very easy to understand, and you don't need to know what it is a retelling of. Like, if you've never seen Beauty and the Beast, any retelling of Beauty and the Beast, like, you're not going to be confused. Even though this may not be a very memorable book, this isn't going to be one of my top 5. Like, it's still very well written, and like, I definitely want to read more from this author because of the writing itself. So yeah, and also it's not very often that a person can write all their characters and me not really find any of them annoying. So props. I think that's all for my review. Oh hey, I just realized on my cup there's Belle. It's Ariel and Belle, but you know, it's Belle. So, you know, we're on brand here. But I would pick it up if I were you. Unless you just absolutely hate romances, then don't pick this up, because that's all it is. But also, check out other reviews, because I'm not a Own Voices reviewer. Jaya Rao comes from somewhere in India. I can't really give any insight of how she is portrayed and her family is portrayed, if it's good or not, because I'm not in that culture. So yeah, and I definitely want to pick up more from this author. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you are having a great morning or evening whenever you're watching this, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.